Welcome back to the channel Hourglass of Wine. Today, in the next installment of our Wine 101 series, is a grape variety that every wine lover needs to be familiar with. This is a blast of a video, so let's not futz around with too much of an introduction, but rather we are going to dive right in to learn the basics of one of the most famous red wine grapes in the world, Cabernet Sauvignon. Alright, Cabernet Sauvignon, sometimes abbreviated to Cab Sauv, is an extremely popular and widespread variety. We can see it used in both bulk wines, but also wines of outstanding premium quality. In fact, some of the most age-worthy and sought-after wines in the world are Cabernet Sauvignon based. While it is very common to find this grape on its own as a single variety wine, there are lots of very good examples of that too. But we actually can see Cab Sauv blended with lots of other grapes, especially Merlot, that helps to balance it out a little bit, especially when we talk about tannin and acidity. So what are Cabernet Sauvignon wines like? Well, the grape itself prefers moderate to warmer climates, and it likes sun. Its thick skin will help to give it a deep color and a healthy dose of tannins. The warmth, the sun, the thick skins, this all helps Cab Sauv to lean towards fuller-bodied wines that have generally riper and sweeter flavors and aromas. We'll see black fruits such as blackberries, black cherries, and black currants being the predominant flavors. But those are just our typical fruit flavors. There is another side of Cab Sauv. Of course, we cannot leave out another interesting identifier, that of bell peppers. Cabernet Sauvignon is actually also famous for having this herbaceous characteristic with herbaceous aromas and flavors, especially like that of the bell peppers. And those tannins we mentioned, a lot of times to help tame them and help add an extra complexity, Cabernet Sauvignon will be aged in oak barrels or barriques, even new ones, for long periods of time, even years. As well, remember when we said that Cabernet Sauvignon is often blended with Merlot? Well, that blend, often with a little bit of Cabernet Franc added in, is so famous that it has its own name, the Bordeaux Blend, made famous by winemakers in the fairly obvious Bordeaux region of France. In fact, it is believed Cab Sauv originated from there, as it was born as a crossing of Cabernet Franc and Sauvignon Blanc, both very common grapes from that area. So it seems fitting that some of the best examples of Cabernet Sauvignon wines can be found from Bordeaux. Look for bottles from the left bank, such as the Medoc area, for blends that are generally more Cab heavy. However, while Bordeaux is famous for its Cab-based wines, it is not the only place for that. After all, Cabernet Sauvignon is grown all over the world, and there are a variety of climates and locations that are very well suited to cultivate excellent examples of the grape. Take Napa Valley in California in the USA, for example. We see a lot of single variety Cab Sauvs there. In fact, the full-bodied, big, bold, oaked style that comes from this area has even become so famous it has its own moniker, the Napa Cab. In the 1976 Judgment of Paris blind tasting, the Stag's Leap Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley even took home the top ratings, beating out some of the best French versions of the grape, much to the consternation of the judges. Outside of France and California, in the southern hemisphere, Chile is a growing Cab superpower, with Cab Sauv being the country's most planted grape variety. Here, we see also a lot of blends a la Bordeaux. Australia is becoming famous for Cabernet Sauvignon too, where especially the warmer climates will allow for powerful, full-bodied, rich Cab Sauvs that are becoming very popular. Like in California, while blends are common in Australia, it is the single variety wines here that are truly spectacular. And that is it, the fundamentals of Cab Sauv, or Cabernet Sauvignon. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like below, and be sure to subscribe for more wine education as we continue to pour some knowledge from our glass to yours. If you're looking for another quick recap of grape varieties, check out this playlist here. I'll see you in those videos. Cheers!